What's up, you guys? My name is Tiffany,
And I'm Angie.
and welcome to
sugarNspice TV. Today we're going to be doing just a brief review over Hidden Figures, the movie. Nothing really scripted. We just wanted to talk about what we liked about the movie. We've never done a review before, but Hidden Figures was so awesome that
Yes.
we wanted just to take a little bit of time to address, some things that really stuck out to us. Why we liked it so much and why this is a movie that men, women, girls, and boys, especially in the Black community, why this is a movie that you need to see. So here we go.
All right.
I basically, you guys know for the most part that in our community, we are used to playing certain roles. We got the gangsters, especially like with men, we got the gangsters, you got the baby daddies, you got the ghetto, just uneducated, broken home. That's normally the characters you see with men down through the years. With women, you see the baby mama, the ghetto, the uneducated, the drug dealer, the whore, the prostitute. Those for years have been the roles that we've gotten, and there was at one point a movie like Hidden Figures was something that was not popular. That movie didn't sell. That movie really wasn't, that's not gonna sell. So to see a movie like this come out, to present women in such a powerful fashion was a beautiful thing to me. I think over the years, those characters like, the prostitutes and things like that, I feel like that's damaged our community. When you keep putting something out, especially in the media for years and years and years, I feel like to an extent that women and young girls begin to see themselves in that fashion, and men as well. Again, we've always played just these roles that just didn't really define us real well. It really didn't define us real well, and I really feel like that damaged our community. And I feel like these days, I think the doors are opening up more so. We're beginning to play roles that truly define who we are. We are smart, we are intelligent, we have great ideas, we persevere. So there's a lot of things in this movie that I saw, it was just beautiful. And I was so also happy to see, our white sisters and brothers and individuals of other, nationalities going to see that movie and really enjoying that movie as well. And that was something very special as well. As far as what I like, some of the main things that I really loved in this movie, Taraji P. Henson, Janelle Monae, and Octavia Spencer, those women did a wonderful job in this movie. 3 very intelligent women who played a huge role in NASA. They were the brains behind this thing. And honestly, if you wouldn't have saw a movie like this, you never even would have thought that. So my eyes were truly open. But a couple things that really stuck out to me in this movie was, first and foremost, I really appreciated how these women really supported one another. They really supported one another. And I think as far as women is concerned, especially in our community, that is something that we truly have to work on. Being happy for one another. When one excels, or when one gets an opportunity, or one really steps into something wonderful, being happy for one another, encouraging one another, and allowing that to be genuine and sincere. You saw the camaraderie that they had amongst one another. It was so beautiful. Something that I feel like in our community we really need to work on. And I remember Taraji P doing an interview. I saw a clip of it, and she made the same point. If we don't ever learn to truly be happy and appreciate one another coming up, doing well, encouraging one another, we're not going anywhere. Oftentimes in our community, we fight so much, especially amongst women. We fight so much. We don't want to see each other really do well because we're insecure ourselves, you know what I'm saying? But to see that camaraderie, to see them together, to see them truly being happy for one another, encouraging one another, and at the end of the day, they all moved up. All 3 of the women moved up in that movie, and they did great things, but they weren't trying to put each other down. They weren't trying to compete and see who was better than one another, because honestly, I feel like if they would have done that, they wouldn't have been able to get to where they were. So that really stuck out to me in the movie. Another thing that stuck out to me was perseverance. Each of those women were strong and they persevered something serious. Back in those days, it was very tough. I remember one part of the movie where Taraji P I believe her name was Catherine in the movie. Let me make sure. Let me look at this real quick. Yes, Catherine. She was pretty much the main character. She was a great mathematician, but she would have to run a half mile or a mile to the bathroom. And every single day, she would have to do that. They put her through so much. They put these women through so much, didn't give them the opportunities, made things very hard for them. I mean, it was one roadblock after the next roadblock after the next roadblock, but one thing they never did was gave up. They never gave up. And I feel like our generation, you know, we can learn something from that, because sometimes we're on jobs and we go through our little things and we're ready to quit. We don't go through half of what these women and our other people, individuals in our community back in those days had to go through. Half of that, not a fraction of that. You know, and our perseverance, I really feel like, you know, that stuck out to me, because, you know, we have to persevere. A lot of the things that they went through, we will never have to go through again. But, you know, there's something that was in them that kept driving them, you know, to keep going and to keep going and to keep going. And ultimately, it paid off for those three women. And, you know, that really stuck out to me. And you persevered. You know, things aren't as bad as you think they are. Somebody's going through something worse. So we got to keep pushing. We got to keep going. The last main point that I got out of the movie is just, you know, when you have a goal, you know, keep pushing toward that goal. Regardless of what happens, when you have a goal, keep pushing toward that goal. You know, we are smart. I feel like this is a good movie for young girls to see. You are more than just Daisy Dukes. You are more than just, you know, sleeping with men and, you know, and all this other stuff again that was in the past, those roles that we used to play. We are smart. We are intelligent. We are able to do so much, you know, out here. We have brains. We are smart. We are able to make an impact in this world. And it's important for, again, young girls to see things like this, to go out and understand that, you know, you're representing something. We represent something. When we go out to work, this is for both men and women, we represent more than just ourselves. We represent our community, we represent our families, we represent ourselves. So when we go out there in the work world, we need to be able to do our best. Do our best, represent our people well. You know, there's been so many years where we've been represented the wrong way, whether it's through the media, whether it's through how people see us. We got to go out there and understand that it's more than just about us. Be the best that we can be on our jobs. Be the best that we can be in our communities. Make a positive impact and let people know that, you know what? We're an awesome people. Our community, and this is not taken away from any other community, so please don't get me wrong. But I feel like this is so needful for our community, because I feel like, you know, we struggle in a lot of these areas, you know, due to what we've seen and what's been put out there about us.
All right, you guys. So here's my take on the movie. First, a couple of the likes that I really enjoyed about the movie is, number one, I loved how they portrayed Black women in a good light. Like my sister was saying, how most of the movies that come out is always about, like I said, some type of party type of movie, some type of movie where we're just playing slave type of women or baby mama type of roles. But I really enjoy the fact that in this movie, Black women were portrayed in a good light. Not only were they portrayed in a good light, we actually had major roles. It's not something like we were what they call a supporting actress, but the majority of the cast was African Americans. And I was really, really, really happy to see that, because I know it's been a long time coming for, you know, African American films to actually get these type of roles. And I was really, really happy to see that. Not only that, the movie was just very inspiring. I can see when we went to our movie theater here, there were a lot of all different types of people there. Caucasian people there were young African American people there, men, women. The movie was really inspiring. I mean, I don't care who you are, male or female, you would have found something inspiring about the movie. And I just really enjoyed that about the movie. Not only that, I was happy to see that Hidden Figures actually won a SAG award. So I was really, really happy to see that, because I'm like, those women, they earned it. The whole cast, they earned that award. So I was really happy to see that. And basically what I got out of the movie, which is number one, just representing women of color well, something that she stated, but something that I took out of it as well. It really made me think about, when I go out to work or when I go out to model or wherever I may go, knowing that I'm not going just Tiffany, but I'm going representing the women of color, just all women in general. A lot of times we forget, who we are. Sometimes, how we deal with certain situations, we forget that. But, that just gave me that challenge to, represent my race well. How I deal with people, how I handle situations, even if I don't agree with the situations, how I handle it. It says a lot about my character. And I tend to think about how, even in the movie, how a lot of the movie, it dealt with a lot of racism still, but how the women in the movie still held up their integrity. I think about how they were treated, the role that Taraji Henson played, how the men in the place where she worked, how they treated her, and she still maintained her integrity. She didn't allow them to allow her to lose what she stood for. And a lot of times I can think about myself, like I said, if I get into some type of altercation, I'm ready to snap my neck and, stuff like that. But she still remained professional. She still, maintained her integrity. And that's really something that I got out of the movie. Also, like I said, the sky is the limit. I was thinking about the role that Janelle Monae played, how she had to go to school because she wanted to be the engineer. I mean, it's just like the women in this movie, they were focused. And it almost made me kind of mad a little bit, because I'm like, man, why aren't more women of color, just women in general, more focused like that today? You know what I'm saying? It's just like our focuses sometimes are on the wrong things. How to look like this and how to get our hair looking like this and what type of weed we need to buy, and not really focus on things that matter, not really focusing on things that will affect our generation, about education, being professional, getting a job, going to school. Those things are very important. And that, just like I said, if nobody else does it, I want to be that example to the young women of my generation. Not only just women in general, but women of color, to represent how you need to be in the workplace, how to dress. I mean, their style in the movie was amazing. That's another thing I caught. The fashion in that movie was absolutely amazing. But more on the serious note, like I said, I want to be that representation to the young women of today, to let them see what a professional woman looks like, how to walk, how to talk, how to get a job. You know what I'm saying? I want to be that example to the young women of today, and I just want to be that role model. That's something that I really took out of that movie, just being a role model, being able to represent myself wherever I may go, so they can see, wow, look at Tiffany, she doesn't do that, or she doesn't do this, but she's about her business. I want to be that woman about my business, because I realize, like I said, it's not just about me. It's not just about what I think, but it's about the people behind me. I want to leave an indelible imprint, so that people can look up to me. People can see that, she wasn't afraid to try. She wasn't afraid to, reach for her dreams. And that's what I want to leave. So, I really, like I said, tip my hat off to those three women, Janelle Monae, Taraji Henson, and Octavia Spencer, because they did a wonderful job in that movie. That award was well deserved. And I will be going to see it again. I will be buying that DVD when it comes out on, the regular DVD. I will be buying that. But like I said, just in general, like I said, I really hope the young women go see that movie. I really hope that they go see that, because I'm telling you, you will be inspired. It will challenge you to be different. It will challenge you to be better. It will challenge you to push yourself and not to give up. So I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, so that's pretty much, we just wanted to talk about our feelings toward the movie, what we personally took out. We're not necessarily reviewing it, although we kind of are at the same time, but these are just personal things that we took from the movie, that we're taking a look at, and I'm sure those who have seen this movie took out some things as well that really stuck out to them. So yeah, that's pretty much all we have. Again, Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, Janelle Monae, we appreciate you guys making such a beautiful movie. Hollywood, we need to start making more movies like this. Hidden Figures, there's so many other women and men in our community that have done such great things,
and that are not in Hollywood,
and that
just
have
in
not
general.
been noticed, you know, in our communities. And it's time for us to find those stories and really put that out there instead of all this crazy gang banging, prostitute, all this crap, baby mama, all of that. Okay,
Right.
all right, we've had enough of that for years. It's time to really bring it up a bit, bring it up a notch. And I feel like we're kind of turning that corner
getting there.
and going that direction. So that's all that we have for you. Again, we've not made some videos in a minute, but we're getting back on it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video.
Yeah.
Please subscribe to our channel. We have some more videos coming up. We
Yes.
love you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you later.